Hey guys, Utah Steve here, back for another video. This backpacking trip is a very short one, very quick one, and once again not the one I had planned, but in my determination to get out and enjoy these incredibly beautiful surroundings, I have to make it happen for my own sanity. And so the plan was to go up to the Uinta Mountains, the lower Uintas, where there isn't so much snow. It's more like this right now. To a place called Shingle Creek that I went to last year, a couple times last year actually. But I was gonna hike all the way in. It's like 6 miles in, 6 miles, 12 miles out and back. Not a loop. Up to a lake. The weather was 90 degrees and sunny. I set up my tent and aired it out. Here's a shot. I have that tent with me right now. I packed all my gear. It's ready to go. And in rolls this storm. And okay, so what? It's rainy. I can do rainy. I got my rain suit on and I got my pack cover on. We'll talk about all my gear in a little bit. But it started raining yesterday, Saturday afternoon, right about the time I was going to leave. And it didn't just rain, my friends. 50-mile-an-hour winds, knocking down tree branches and shingles off rooftops. And it started pouring, just pouring, buckets and buckets of water all night long, non-stop. When I say non-stop, I mean non-stop. Like, there was nothing I could do. If I had put my pack on and driven up there, I would have been flooded out. So what I did is I just waited. I waited for a break in the storm. It is now almost 5:30 p.m. on Sunday. I have obligations tomorrow. Early in the morning I have to pick my kids up from my mom's. But I couldn't just sit in the house anymore. I was going nuts. It wouldn't stop storming. We have a break in the storm right now. I can do intermittent rain. Not a big deal. Get in the tent, get out of the tent, put on the rain gear, take off the rain gear. But non-stop rain is kind of where I draw the line. So, I can hear something moving in the woods. It doesn't really matter where I go, as long as I get out. So, no, it's not the Uintas yet. A couple weeks, I'll try again. Say a couple of weeks because next weekend I have some obligations. I won't be able to get out into nature much at all. I have to help a friend move, and I'll have my kids, and not that my kids can't go camping, but I just have other things I need to take care of. So this will have to do for now. We'll still try to make it fun. We're gonna hike in, set up camp, have dinner, hang out, maybe hike around if it stays like this. Right now it's not raining at all. And this is really just for insulation at the moment, and so I don't have to carry it. The pack I'm using, you can't tell from there, but maybe on the straps you might recognize it as one of my kids' Teton Sports backpacks. Now, it's probably a 50-liter backpack, and it isn't just made for kids. I just got this size for my kids because I thought it would fit them better. So it is an adult pack, but just for much less gear, and I'm trying to train myself to not carry so much crap with me. So I've got everything I need in here, and I'm looking forward to spending the night up in there. with you. So come along with me, and we'll just have to see how this goes. 70% chance of rain today, and it's already rained quite a bit today. 50% chance tomorrow, Monday. Have to pick my kids up from their moms at 8 a.m. So if I time this right, shouldn't be a problem. Look how green the rain has made things though, guys. This is absolutely beautiful. Just incredible. The one thing I should mention, just for the sake of mentioning it, the quality of this video should be decent. Sound should be okay. I'm filming the entire thing on my phone again. The reason why is because of the rain. I have a brand new camera that I absolutely love. The more I get to use it, the more I love using it. The problem is it's not waterproof, water resistant, or anything like that. I'll just ruin it being out here. I once took a new camera out to the desert and got sand in it. Just destroyed it the first time I used it. So I'm not excited about doing that to another camera. With the opposite end of the spectrum being rain. So my phone is waterproof down to 5 feet for 30 minutes. So I think we're okay. Wow. There's still some snow up there, up in those peaks. Can't zoom when I'm facing the camera, but there's some snow up there. I don't know if you can see it. Another thing I should mention, just for the sake of mentioning it, is I only have my small handheld tripod with me. Didn't bring the big tall one. I usually take a lot of long shots and show me walking down the trail. There won't be too many of those shots in this video. Maybe, but this tripod's like 7 inches tall. So if there are, it'll be kind of from far away. I don't know. Anyway, it's a lot simpler setup. A cell phone and a small tripod. A lot easier to film with. But I do love that new gear. This is something that's pretty common, not just this time of year during runoff, but it runs all year from what I've been able to tell. This little creek runs right down the middle of the road. And as long as I've been coming up here, it's been here. There used to be a gate here. There's one post and here's the other one. And that was back when this was a bona fide Forest Service campground. Here comes the sun, my friends. Now, that's deceiving. On the other side of that mountain is where I live. And as I was driving here, I saw this break in the clouds. And on the other side of it were more clouds. Lots of dark ones. So we could be in for one heck of a storm. My boots are waterproof. I've only worn them a handful of times this season. They're big, heavy, ugly brown things. I ordered black, but they sent me brown. They fit, so I quit complaining and just sucked it up. They're just for the trail. So, I don't know what brand they are. I don't really care, as long as they work. Doesn't go with my blue though. Now, normally on a day like today, this area would be inundated with hikers and mountain bikers all through these trails. There's a beautiful hike up through those trees. been on many times. Like I said, our goal here is to just get out and be part of nature for even a few hours. Kind of out of breath. I kind of hoofed it up. Try not to turn too fast, so I make you sick, but there's a pretty good hill right there. I kind of hoofed it up there. Whew. All right. This is very deceiving. Look at that blue sky and sunshine. This does not look like it's been raining for 24 hours at least, solid. But you can see the water sparkling on the ground. I think you can, I can. And this little road leads to our destination. And specific spot I have in mind, just right up here. Okay, this is it. The particular site that I had in mind. Nice and soggy like I expected it to be. There's the fire pit. There's the cooking fire pit. And right up here is where I plan to put my tent. Just right in this little clearing here, which I've camped in before. So if we're talking about redundancy here, the fact that I've filmed videos here before, my last video, backpacking video with my two boys, was not too far up the road. If I had a piece of property that I owned, I would film a lot there. So I kind of see this the same way, even though I filmed here before. Each adventure is a little bit different. Things go wrong, things go right. Magical things like the sun coming out in the middle of a rainstorm. Everything inside of you said it was going to be miserable and wet. A new pack, a different pack, and rain gear. I mean, things are different for this trip. So I don't really mind. The trail is just right over there, but this is so thick you almost can't see me except for one thing. Well, a few things. This is blue. My tripod has some blue on it. And my tent that I showed you a picture of just a little bit ago, blue. So we'll see how it does in the rain though. This will be a good rain test for that tent. I do have to get up at like 6 a.m., but we'll make the most of it in the meantime. So I'm here about 12 hours. It's about 6 p.m. now. Let's get that tent set up. set up. Looks good. Might have to adjust it a little bit. Looks like the tail end came up a little on me. I'll adjust these straps in just a bit, make sure it's all cozy. Thing I love about this tent, and this was a gift to me, it's the nicest tent I own. It was a gift from Devin from Backcountry Exposure, and also, you guessed it, Joseph Shanks. They kind of got together and sent me this in the mail. I think it was for a birthday or something, and very nice of them. And they were cool to select the color blue, unless that's the only color this comes in, but I'm not complaining. I do like blue. So anyway, the thing I love about it is this this vestibule is huge. You can see under there lots of space. I can cook under there, whatever, and you can unzip either side and bring it out like a canopy. Have a little front porch area, which I might do if the weather holds up, but it's starting to cloud up again like I said it would. So I don't know. Right now, I think we're gonna get the rest of my gear organized in the tent. Most of it's going to be in the tent because I don't want it rained on. As you can see, I've got stuff hanging in trees off of tree limbs. Thank goodness there are no nails in the tree this time. One thing I don't like though is this. I'll cut this off, but somebody left some bungee cord here. What's going to happen over time is that tree is going to grow around that, and it's going to weaken it and kill it. So might not be a big deal to whoever put it there, but it's kind of a big deal to the tree. However, the tree is not very leafy. It's got some way up at the top there, so it's still trying. As long as it's still trying, I'm taking this off. Have you guys, you who are YouTubers, ever just recorded an entire segment and realized you didn't really hit record? I just talked to myself for no reason and a pretty good decent amount of time. Anyway, what I was saying is I packed for a Uinta trip, but the weather's basically the same. Uintas are much higher. Could have been dealing with snow up there. A friend of mine on Facebook went to the Uintas and said that it snowed, it rained, it was thick and muddy, and it was nasty. And when I was looking at that rain come down, I was like, man, believe it or not, I'm glad I'm not out in this. So this is more my speed. Dinner tonight is an MRE, barbecue beef or something. We'll go into detail with that. I also packed breakfast and lunch, but I don't know if I'll have time for breakfast in the morning, and I definitely won't be here for lunch because that was the plan with the Uintas. I would be there all day today. I had nowhere to be. Tomorrow morning I have to be somewhere at 8 o'clock or shortly before. So, you know, we'll make the best of it. If we just have dinner tonight and don't have time for breakfast in the morning, that's okay. I'll live, you know. So it's time to organize some gear, and then after that we'll tear into the MRE. It is dinner time and I'm getting hungry. Okay, so here's the stuff I have out for now for dinner time. Some of it not necessarily for dinner time, but most of it. I've got my Katadyn Be-Free 1 liter water filter. I brought water from home. If I run out, I can rehydrate with this, with the stream that's nearby. That's why I brought the empty platypus, so I can hang it from a tree and use it if I need to. If not, this will suffice. I may just have to refill that once. I'm not sure. This is my roll pack, of course. I always show this. It's got hygiene, first aid, and fire kit in there. Everything I need. This another gift from Joe Shanks. This is my little Bluetooth speaker, my backpacking one. And my charging bank. This is made by Rav Power, which is a really good brand, but I'm kind of been disappointed in this. I have left this, right now it's fully charged. As you can see, 4 lights, fully charged. I got this so that I could do multi-day backpacking trips and just leave it in the sun to recharge, because I do need to charge my camera that's with me, and also my cell phone, whatever I need, because I make YouTube videos. I need this, otherwise I wouldn't take something heavy like that. But it will not charge. I put it in the sun. It had 2 lights the other day. I've tested this multiple times when it's been down to 2, even 3 lights instead of 4. Left it in the sun for literally 7-8 hours and the lights didn't budge. So it's not charging, and I'm really disappointed because I like RAV power. Anyway, this is a 25,000 milliamp charging pack, and it also has a whole flashlight built onto the end there. I don't know how bright it is, but it is pretty bright. However, this is my main flashlight. This is the Night Core. It looks like a lightsaber. It's 1,000 lumens. It turns the forest into daytime in the middle of the night, which is comforting when you have to get up and pee or something. This is the Night Core P12 Precise series. It's fantastic. It has a strobe, has SOS, and it has 3 different brightness settings, the highest being the 1,000 lumens. I actually use this at work all the time. So this is my everyday carry flashlight. I've got my Bushcraft Mora knife, my Spork titanium light my fire, sit pad, also from Joe Shanks, cook pot and Espit stove inside, along with some Espit cubes. The pot was even a gift from Joe. I probably wouldn't even have gear if it wasn't for Joe, now that I think about it. And of course, my friend Bob Jr. is joining us. Now over here, I've just set my rain jacket. Got a little chilly, so I put the puffer coat on. It's not raining, don't have to worry about it getting wet right now. Have a beanie. I have a better beanie than this, but that's the one I found heading out the door. And then, of course, my food bag with all the goodness down inside. Okay, so over here, what I've done with the tent site, left it open so you can see for now. I've got my sleep pad, inflatable sleep pad. This trip, I brought one that actually inflates. I stuck my pack in here because it's small. Doesn't take up much space. Keep it out of the rain. That is an Outdoor Vitals underquilt for hammock camping, the Airy 30, but I frequently use it as a regular sleep quilt. It's very warm and comfortable. I'll be fine under that. And the black thing right there, those are my thermals, which I'll change into at bedtime. And there's a Thermarest pillow under there somewhere. So that's it for that. This is a neat little feature this tent comes with. You can put your lantern inside this, or a flashlight or headlamp, whatever, and it'll be hanging down and you can light up your tent. It kind of disperses the light like a soft light bulb. So pretty neat little feature. Not seen that in a tent before. The only thing I'm concerned about, big step there. The only thing I'm concerned about for the night is the rain, and it's getting pretty dark up there. So everything else, I'm good. You know, I have what I need. I have a vestibule big enough to prepare food in if I need to. If I have to sit in a tent all night, I can. I don't want to, but I can. And yeah, those clouds are looking pretty ominous. So here is the MRE. Menu number 2. Okay. Beef shredded in barbecue sauce. Why don't they say shredded beef? I don't know. Because it's beef before it's shredded? I don't know. Who knows what else is in here? We're about to find out. Also in my food bag, I have leftover MRE stuff, like this lemon lime powder. So it's basically lemonade. It's not even Gatorade. But I've got some bread here. A First Strike energy bar. I keep these in my food bag just in case I want to grab the bag and just go on a hike. And then I have this weird candy bar I found. It's all broken now. Krispy Kreme chocolate bar, bueno, just an energy boost. I'm not going to eat all this, by the way. I thought I would be in the Uintas for 2 full days, so I've got some ramen. You know, that's a comforting thing to have. Some nice chicken noodle soup, and just to be warmed up, and I don't know, it's just comfort food, really. Here's my peanut butter to go on the bread. I got some trail mix, tropical. This, like I said, I keep a lot of this in my bag all the time, so I didn't bring all this up for one outing. Here are some meat sticks. And what else is in here? Geez, it's like a magic hat here. More tropical. I'm not crazy about Gorp, good old raisins and peanuts. I don't like that kind of trail mix, so this is more my speed. Strawberry jam. So on a bedtime snack, it's peanut butter and jam, my friends. And then breakfast is supposed to be this oatmeal, just keeping it simple. And that's all that's in there. Good thing I packed for this when I did. It is getting darker by the second, guys. See that sun? I knew it was deceiving. Look how dark that is. It's like 6:30. I better get dinner going. Okay. Let's see what this thing's made of. I need to sharpen my bushcraft knife. Last time I used it to baton wood, and it's not very sharp right now. There's the contents. We'll set that bag aside. You can already see there's tortillas on top, which is sounds good. Barbecue beef on tortillas. There it is. Tortillas. Beverage bag. We'll find out why in a sec. Sometimes it comes with a beverage bag, but there's no beverage. Okay, this is a little different now. Usually these are bare boned, but it looks like there's coffee and creamer in there in addition to the towelette, sugar, toilet paper, and gum. So looks like the sugar might be an artificial sweetener, but that's okay. Anyway, usually they've gotten really skimpy, and they're usually more like this, more substantial. Here's my cooking bag to cook the main course in. And we have, of course, my nemesis, cheese spread with jalapenos. I promised my oldest son, Ash, that he could have all my cheese spread packets. So I saved these for him. Can't stand these. So nasty. Okay, what else? This must be the main course, right? Yeah, black beans in a seasoned sauce. No, it's not. It's actually separate from the main course. So black beans. There's the barbecue sauce. Separate. I don't know why it's not mixed in. Lemon lime flavored, no fruit juice. So I didn't need that other packet that I just happened to have in my bag. Got plenty to drink. What do we have here? Oatmeal cookie. These are amazing. These are freaking awesome. They're one of my favorite MRE items. They're incredible. I'm eating that tonight for sure. What else? What else? Here's our nutrition information on the black beans in a seasoned sauce. They started doing that recently. Here's our cooking sleeve with also some more nutrition information. And finally, the actual main course. Seasoned beef in barbecue sauce. It's starting to rain, guys. As soon as I pull all the food out, I think we may have to head for the tent. Okay, guys. It stopped raining as soon as I climbed in, but frankly, I don't want to take any chances. I don't want to be running back and forth to the table. The only thing left on the table down there is my water bladder. Doesn't matter if that gets wet, but got my muddy shoes off. Look how gross. It's pretty muddy here. But it's very peaceful. I mean, look at my view out my front door, you know. I've got the barbecue beef simmering. You can hear it. It's just getting started, so it'll take a few minutes. Black beans in a seasoned sauce will not fit in with the barbecue beef that's now cooking. So you can't heat them together, and the heating element only lasts so long. So that, frankly, this is like 2 meals anyway. So this and this, the tortillas and the beans, I'm going to save for another outing and just have the barbecue beef and miscellaneous other items for dinner. That doesn't make sense to have both of these in one. It's almost like this is like a packaged up leftover ensemble. Anyway, like these were extra, and so they just threw them in. I have no idea. Any of you have ever had meal number 2, United States MRE? Let me know what you think. Another way I can heat this up if I have to is I can take this pouch and put it in my cook pot and boil it in water just to heat it through. Not a big deal. I just don't understand why it came with this, but I can't really heat it. So not a big deal. I'm just going to worry about the barbecue beef. We'll put those aside for another time. And I'm going to have, this is the barbecue sauce that goes with the beans. I think the beef already has barbecue sauce in it. If I'm mistaken, we will use this. And I'm going to have the cookie, because that's my favorite. And probably a lemon lime drink or something. I'm not sure. I'll have to make that in my cook pot. But okay, there's the barbecue beef. It basically looks like Sloppy Joe type stuff, except it's shredded beef, not hamburger. So let's give it a taste. There you go. Anyway, I don't know if it'll focus. It's not like my other camera. It's not bad. Little bit of a kick to it. So I guess the idea is to also add this barbecue sauce to the beans. I could put this on the tortillas, but I'm afraid it'll be a big mess. Wind's picking up. And I really don't want to spill food around my tent since I have to eat in here. Just going to eat it like this. And maybe I'll have the PB&J later if I get hungry, since the tortillas aren't involved. But it's pretty good. I don't mind this one. This one's pretty good. It tastes like a pulled pork sandwich type thing, except it's beef. Well, it's slowly getting cold enough that I have to add things to my layers. I've put the beanie on. I don't quite need a jacket yet. I mean, I had the puffer coat on earlier when I was out there. Here in the tent, it's not so bad. I may put it on anyway. And I've had to turn on the lantern and close the vestibule, so you can see how much space I have to work with under the vestibule. It's pretty cool. And I'm utilizing this little holder, even though my flashlight fits kind of funny in it. I don't have it at 1,000 lumens. It'd be way too bright in here. But it's only 7:30 at night. It's just very, it's very dark and cloudy, and it feels a lot later than it is. So anyway, we're not quite done. We still have this cookie to go that I want to just share with you guys. Technically share with you. And then I'm going to end things with a nice couple pieces of gum. Now, I'm hoping to take a little walk around if this, backs off. So, right now, it went from pretty much starting to rain to sprinkling and drizzling. So, it sounds like it might be. We'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and open this. Yeah, ooh, that smells good. Now, the problem with these is they're really crumbly. So you got to be careful not to make a huge mess with them. They have one that's chocolate chip that's even better, but this is all right. At least there's no raisins in it. It smells like oatmeal. So here we go. That was awesome. If there were raisins, honestly, I probably wouldn't eat it. I really don't like them. Anyway, the dinner's pretty much done. I'm comfortable and, full. So I'm gonna put my rain gear back on and put my boots back on. And we'll go for a walk even if it is raining. Just kind of check out the meadow down the way, down the road, whatever I'm trying to say. And try to enjoy what's left of this evening before we have to really call it a night and it's just too dark. Normally, without the storm, it's not getting dark till like 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m., very late, but it sure feels later than it is right now. Well, rain is one thing. That's not rain. Yeah, it's hailing. You could be in for one heck of a ride, my friends. I think I'll wait to take that walk. Not big hail, but, I don't feel like getting pelted right now. That's insane. So the hail's getting bigger. And piling up. There is a weather alert that I just read on my phone that wasn't there before. And that was that 25 mile per hour winds blowing a thunderstorm through with half-inch hail. Take shelter in a sturdy building. So I wouldn't call this a sturdy building, but I do have trees and I am protected from any kind of, there's no wind here at all, but it doesn't stop the hail. And as long as it doesn't get bigger or worse, look at this, it's all over. But it's bogging down my tent. Anyway, I'm staying dry, and it's coming down so much it looks like snow. The good news is, usually the hail is at the head of the thunderstorm. And once that moves on, it'll just be rain. I'm not getting out of this tent for the rest of the night, my friends. Worst case scenario, if it gets really bad, I'm only a mile from my car. So I could pack up and bail, but I'm better off in this tent. It just keeps piling up. I don't think I've been in a hailstorm in a tent for years. It's been a long time. This may be the most boring, as far as showing you around, this may be the most boring backpacking trip I've taken you guys on. Anyway, the tent's holding up well, no leaks. It's sturdy. There's no wind, so I don't have to worry about it being, you know, tossed about. But this is insane. Okay guys, the hail has stopped. Like I said, it's turned into rain, as you can see. I'm pretty much ready to go out except for the waterproof hiking boots here. So I'm going to set the camera down and put those on, and then we'll climb out and assess the damage, assess the situation. All right, let's zip this up. Here's the accumulation outside the vestibule. Slushy like snow now. You can see how it collected on the tent. It's all over the ground here. Held up pretty good, no leaks. I put on my thermals. I got a little chilly, but the airflow is really helping with condensation so far. One thing I don't like about the frog togs, but there's no pockets. I have to carry everything. So kind of annoying. Here's the table, completely covered. It's a good thing I cleared that off. It's just mushy like snow now, but that was coming down pretty good for a while. Yeah, there's no fire tonight, guys, by the way. I think I mentioned that, but I think this just set it in stone. Let's walk out here to the main trail, and we will see how things look. That looks all right. Just rainy, soggy camp out is still better than going stir crazy in my house. At least for this person. Lots of water and a lot on the trail. Look how hazy the mountains are. There's sun hitting the mountains up there. Maybe there's still hope, guys. Look at that. And it looks like right up here, see how those clouds are moving? Right behind it is just blue sky. This is insane. It's beautiful though. I mean, look at that. That's incredible. So it looks like the tops of the mountains got hit pretty good. I can see the hail up there. Looks like snow, but you can kind of tell it's not. There's the road back to camp, right in the middle of the screen. That's the road back to the car. That is Snow Basin Ski Resort. But this side of the property is national forest. So I am not on private property at the moment. This is how beautiful and green everything is after that hailstorm. Nature recovers quite nicely. Even that leaf in there has got hail all over it. It looks like something laid down in there at some point. A lot of deer, turkeys, owls, mooses. Lots of animals up here spending the night with us. God, look at that. It's so beautiful. And the clouds, I don't know if you can see, they're just cruising. Hopefully they just blow over and we get some of that sunshine that's promising to come up over the top there. That's amazing. Anyway, my hands are freezing now. I don't have any gloves with me. I don't know what I was thinking there, and I don't have any hot hands. So I need to go warm them up. Not much of a hike, but hey, it sure is a beautiful one. Dang. Like heaven is right there. I think now the plan is just to hang out in the tent. It's going to keep drizzling like this, and it's pretty cold. Check the temperature. It's about 38 degrees Fahrenheit right now. And it's not supposed to get much colder than that tonight. So I'm probably warm enough with my thermals and my puffer coat and my regular clothes. I've got wool socks. I've got my down quilt. Should be plenty warm enough. Not really how I planned on spending this trip, sitting in a tent the whole time. Maybe before I do, we'll walk up here a little bit. I'll just show you something you might recognize. Probably by the time I post this video, it will have been a couple of videos ago that I camped out up here. So we'll go check it out and show it to you. You'll know what I'm talking about. I'm filming a lot during this trip because I know it's a short trip. I'm trying to get in as much video as I can so that it's not a short video. Here we go. So a couple of campouts ago, I camped here with Dylan and Jude. The tent was there. This was our campfire. Someone's been here since we were. And here's the skewers that we found. I left them here. I just couldn't carry them all back with all the gear I had, and the boys wouldn't cooperate and carry them, so we left them here, but I didn't leave them there, so somebody else probably used them. I actually had them stuck right here in the ground on the other side of this log. This is where we were. So we weren't very far from where I am now. Whenever I need a quick escape to the mountains, this is where I like to come. And that's where we slept. Anytime it's their weekend with their mom, a big reason I get out isn't just to make videos and get out and have fun. It's because there's a void. I miss them. They're the biggest part of my life, so I just have to busy myself in one way or another. So while it might seem insane that I'm out in this weather by myself having this camp out, my hood won't turn with my head. It's helping that, you know, when I lay at home in bed and I think about my kids and I miss them and I love them and I hope they're okay and I wish they were with me, you know, then of course they do get in trouble. They're not perfect, but when you have kids, you even miss the messes they make when they're not around, or the noise they make You realize how quiet and empty your house is when they're not there. And no offense to dog owners, I own dogs too, but they're not the same as kids. I do miss my dogs, but not on the same level that I miss my kids. Children are literally a piece of me, and they bring me a lot of happiness. As you've probably seen in my videos, I don't have a problem including them in my outings because they enhance things for me. I'm grateful that they're there. Here's another abandoned campsite that I've camped in before. Like I said, this was a huge campground that was really popular for a long time, and Forest Service discontinued it. I've camped here many times. I've had my tent there, I've had my tent there, I've hung a hammock between those two trees, between these two trees. I've used this side a lot, and the last time I came here with my boys when we were camped up the road, I discovered this, and it just infuriates me. Chop, chop, chop. Green trees, my friends. Somebody came in here and thought they would have a good time with their axe. This was a small tree. These were small trees. They're all laying over there now. Green as can be. Should not have been cut down. Here's another one. Here's another one. Look at all these, every little tree they could find. This one. I'll walk through this. That one, that one. Look at this. It's just endless. They just went through, probably in a drunken stupor, and just chopped all of these beautiful trees down. And if they were dumb enough to think that those would burn, they probably quickly discovered that they wouldn't. There really isn't anything to speak of in the fire pit. I just have one word for people like that. Kids, cover your ears. Assholes. I would do anything to find out who did that. Look, even this tree. Look at that. They even cut that off. Right there. Just whatever they could do to cause damage. Because, you know, it's here. You might as well destroy it. Anyway, back to camp. That's enough of a hike for now. That really boils my butter. I don't know the term. It just pisses me off. Well, guys, I am comfy and warm in the tent. I've got the quilt. I've got my puffer coat. I've got my thermals on. If you listen, it's been raining off and on, but not heavy. And mostly what I'm hearing now is the water dripping off the trees. So I think that's it. It's pushing 9:30, and I'm having a great time. This is nuts because I didn't want to come up here. I didn't want to, but I knew if I stayed in the house, I would just get depressed and bored and go back to work tomorrow. And so this was a good thing. This was a good choice. It's really kind of reset my button, as I like to say. I got my flashlight in the little lantern holder, working quite well. Set on medium because I don't need to light my tent on fire. 1,000 lumens gets really hot. So I love this flashlight. I love this tent. I love you people. I love this night. It's fantastic. I'm having a great time. So I don't know how much filming we'll do in the morning. It may just be wake up, pack, and leave. We'll just see how it goes. The bulk of this trip has been today. So anyway, I'm gonna settle in and listen to an audiobook. I'm gonna take some melatonin. I usually do when I'm up here. I take it every night anyway, or every day. I sleep in the day, whatever. I take melatonin to help me sleep, and it works pretty well. So I've got some with me. Just, you know, sometimes when you sleep in different surroundings, I don't know if you guys have this problem, but sometimes I get anxiety inside a tent, inside a hammock, and it's just the unfamiliar surroundings, the different noises. I'm an experienced outdoors person, but that never really goes away. I still get kind of anxious and uncomfortable, and I can't quite sleep right. I've found that melatonin really just relaxes me, makes me comfortable and calm, and I can easily sleep through the night. So that's my plan. Probably stuff you didn't care to know, but a little trick you might need to know if you have the same problem. It is a common thing that happens in the outdoors. So that's it, guys. I'm settling in and listening to a Stephen King book, his new one called If It Bleeds. I'm not sure if it's short stories or if it's a whole bunch of short stories that eventually sew into one big story. I don't know. But nothing like listening to creepy stories in the middle of a dark forest. So I will see you in the morning. Have a good night.
Oh. Good morning, guys. It's 6 a.m. Oh, and I don't want to do this. I was sleeping so good. I've been so warm and comfortable. I really have. It's been a good night. But I probably didn't fall asleep till almost midnight. So 6 a.m. came pretty early. I'll probably go home and after I get my boys squared away with breakfast and everything, take a little nap. Anyway, it rained off and on through the night, but nothing heavy or, unbearable. But each time it did rain, of course, the sound on the tent kind of woke me up for a few minutes, and I'd have to doze back off. So it was kind of off and on sleep too. But the sleep I got was very warm and very comfortable. I also had to get up once to use the bathroom. I would say restroom. There isn't one, but there's not a bathroom either. I had to pee. Anyway, when I got up then, it was muddy and wet and raining, and so that wasn't fun. So, just things that come with spending a night in the woods. A lot of waking up and dozing back off. But when I was asleep, I was asleep. And I'm really warm and comfortable right now, and I really don't want to go out there. But birds are awake, and I have things I have to do, so let's take a look around outside after I get my shoes on. Looks like I won't have to put on the rain gear. I don't hear any rain at all. One thing about this tent I noticed, and I noticed this before too, that I don't like. There's something with every tent, so I'm not complaining about, that the tent's not usable or anything like that. It kept me dry. Condensation is low, except for on the vestibule. There's a lot of condensation there, but here's my problem. Right there, the zipper is stuck in the material. I got up to use the restroom, and this has happened over and over with this tent. There's a flap that goes over the zipper, and no matter how careful I am to try to avoid zipping that into the zipper, it ends up in there anyway. So the zipper is stuck like that. I can't get it up or down. I tried. And of course, in the middle of the night, I was pretty tired, so I gave up. So I'm going to have to unzip that one to get out and be very careful. I had this same thing happen in my backyard when I set it up, and also my camp out last year on Shingle Creek. The zipper stuck in the flap. It didn't matter how careful I was, it would still grab it. So, kind of a pain in the butt. You can see there, it has been raining But that moisture's on the outside of the tent. There's nothing dripping on me. I'm not wet. I'm perfectly dry and warm, so it held up well in the weather. Anyway, I'll shut up. I can get my boots on, and we'll see what today looks like. This zipper opened up really easy. Oh boy, what a muddy mess. 6 a.m. doesn't look an awful lot different than 8 p.m. did. Guess it is sprinkling a little bit. Here's the tent. All the water beaded up on it. I did get some stuff muddy climbing in and out of the tent. Let's hang this up. I'm not super hungry right now at all, so I'm not going to force breakfast on myself. What I think I'll do is pack my gear, and then when I'm done with that, if I'm not hungry, I'm just going to hike out. So I'm going to set this down, and I have some serious gear shakeout to do when I get home. I like these boots. They're waterproof, just like they said they'd be. They sure are muddy right now. It looks like we still have leftovers from the hailstorm on here. It didn't hail anymore last night. This is just leftover from yesterday, which shows you that it's cold enough that it didn't melt. I just checked the temperature and it's 30 degrees right now, so it's below freezing. But with this coat and my thermals and that down comforter, I was pretty warm all night. I can kind of feel it right now. My body heat is still pretty well right here, so feeling okay. Okay guys, it's time to pack things up. Not my favorite way to do things. Normally I'd stay in bed and sleep until maybe 8 and then have a nice warm breakfast. But adulting calls, so I'll take care of that and I'll come back unless something else happens. Got all my gear cleaned out. I just have to roll up the tent. Everything's up there in the tree. The nice thing about wearing my thermals and my raincoat, my rain suit, is they're not taking up space in my pack. That's really the main reason I'm wearing the rain suit. That and just a mild extra insulating cover. My food is here. I might find something in there as a snack to eat on the trail. And that's about it. That's all I've got left to do. Well guys, I got everything cleaned up. You can see the mud bed I slept on. So what was not fun is cleaning up the tent because it was cold and wet, and the poles and the stakes were muddy and wet, and my hands are frozen. So that was not fun, but I got the pack on. Everything's inside. Don't really need this choker. I like a good sternum strap, but it should be across my sternum. This really doesn't fit me well. Anyway, table's cleaned up too, except for breakfast and Bob Jr. Bob Jr. got quite the mud bath, as you can see. This is my breakfast. I've already started eating. And the real world somewhere out there awaits. So my friends, I must get back on the trail. Gotta figure out where to put Bob Jr. here.
Do yourselves a favor, guys. Get off the couch. Get outside and have some fun. The views are spectacular. If you can't get outside, just come along with me. I could use the company. Right now, some warming up. See you in the next video, guys. Thanks for joining me, and take care.